can you use just one heater to heat up your whole patio in just minutes? We're going to test it out. This is a simple and fast review of the Kingdura 48,000 BTU outdoor patio heater. We're going to open it up, we're going to show you what it looks like, put it together, test it out, and of course let you know whether or not it's worth buying.
Right, so when you get this out of the box, it'll come in a number of different pieces, lettered, so be aware that there's letters on some of these boxes that you'll need to pay attention to and kind of identify ahead of time just to make sure that you're unboxing the right stuff. So we're going to go ahead and assemble this, and then we'll show you how it starts up and everything like that outside. As we start to go through the assembly process, this stuff frustrates me when they give you a piece in literally the first item in the instructions tells me to look for a piece that just frankly isn't there. The piece they send looks like this, but the piece that I'm supposed to be looking for is this. So I've literally gone through every single piece, and no, it's not this one here. That's going to be this guy. But very frustrating to me when they send you a piece, don't identify the proper. There's literally in this instruction manual, there's nothing that literally shows this like that with the 4 holes until we get to the 11th spot, because even there it's still got a hole there, and then I finally see something similar, so I understand that this is going to be the same. So just really annoying to me that they did that. I'm hoping the rest of the assembly, which should take about 60 minutes, is going to be easier and easy to understand. But when you're dealing with technical stuff like this, it's kind of frustrating to find that. All right, so something to consider between phases 4 and phases 5 in the installation process. So in number 5, I'm supposed to install this piece at the top here, and frankly, this thing's pretty high up. So like I'm 6'1", and like putting my hands up is going to be really tough to kind of reach up there. So you may want to consider, before you install these at the bottom, which I've already done, you may want to consider you're going to either need a stool, most likely, unless you're like 6'3" or 4, or you're going to need to kind of do this, this phase 5 before phase 4, and then install that on top. So just something to consider, making it a little bit more difficult, again, unnecessarily for me. So just giving you feedback. So we are almost complete, and I've got yet but another issue. So I've got this panel, which is going to go on the front. I've installed the 3 side panels as requested to put on, kind of just in step 9, 1, 2, and 3. And then the front panel, which is sitting over here, will go right on the front, right here. The problems are twofold. First of all, I didn't have enough screws, so I'm missing 2 screws, which is quite annoying. I do have 2 extra screws, but those are the wrong types, and one of them is going to be required for the front panel. Usually there's extra screws, but I don't have those extra screws. The other thing is I have an extra panel, and I'm not quite sure why. And while I'm looking at this, I want to just kind of show you. On here, you'll see that it kind of frays a little bit. You're supposed to peel all this stuff off, right? That, as well as on the top thing, which was blue, added probably a good 20 minutes to the process, just because it's almost impossible to get these things off cleanly. They all cut into little slices and stuff like that, and honestly, it's just needless annoyance, in my opinion. So like, so far, like I'm so disappointed in the actual setup process. This thing looks amazing. I can't wait. But like, the setup process has just been so questionable at best, with kind of all the missing pieces, the extra pieces, the wrong way to set this up. Again, putting that thing on the top required me to absolutely stand on a chair, and again, I'm 6'1", so you got to get up on the top and screw stuff on, and it's just a lot. So hey, we're gonna finish this up, and then we'll take it from there. I was about to install the propane, and as you can probably see, one of these is not like the other. That one kind of broke off already, so I'm not sure why or how or what's going on there. Sorry, I'm not showing you properly. That shows it's broken off. So hoping this is an easy fix, but just showing the process. Installing the propane was super easy. I'll say that. This thing sets up real nice. This will hold the propane in place for when you're moving it. And you'll just kind of release this to get it going. And then we're gonna put a battery in the igniter, and then we'll work on pilot, low, high, all that stuff. We'll show that in a minute. All right, so following the instructions, you're gonna wanna just turn up and open your control, or your propane. And then we're gonna press this in and turn it to pilot. Now it does say to leave this the first time you do it for about 2 minutes to purge air from the gas lines before proceeding. So we're just gonna kind of do that for a moment. We'll come back. All right, so now this gets tricky because I'm doing it with one hand, but basically you're supposed to hold this in and then just press your button. You may need to do it a couple times to try and get some juice going. We'll just continue to test this. There are instructions right on here as well as on here. So we'll go ahead. It says, you know, repeat until repeat 4 and 6. Just keep doing it. Get the air out. So we're back at it. Gave it over 2 minutes. We're still not getting any juice here. It does suggest, even though I know that you can see the crackle and hear the crackle, that it tells you that you should then put a long stem lighter through the glass tube to light the pilot. Now that becomes a whole nother problem because we've already solidified these positions in, so there's no easy way to access that, which just becomes more and more frustrating, I gotta tell you. So we're gonna just try and adjust a little bit more and see if we can get this thing to cook. Testing all our contacts. It's wide open to the left here. Still nothing. We'll come back. Now, one of the things I've made adjustments on is going past the pilot spot, honestly, and done this to try and get it to cook. Because I had it working a second ago and I'm just trying to demonstrate it now. So I don't know what I did. I'm just using the setup right at that arrow, not at the pilot, and it seems to be working. I got it cooking there. Now it tells you once you've gotten that, they want you to leave it for like 5 minutes, and then you can adjust the temperature after that. But it says start with it at this temperature, like high, for about 5 minutes. And as you can see, it kind of looks great. I'll show it again later at night. And we'll take it from there. So I wanted to show this at night, and I'm intentionally leaving this open because I want to explain kind of, again, what I'll call a fundamental flaw of this thing. So this thing looks really, really cool. It is amazing looking. Challenge is you got to open this thing up every time you want to adjust it, and you know, again, with this thing broken at the bottom, it's kind of an issue for me, so it kind of will stay, but every time I want to adjust it, I just wish there was an adjustment. I may just take this door off and just leave it off, frankly. But you're supposed to be able to kind of just pop that open, and it should stay, and you'll use the chain to hold it. But I'd wish it just had a ability to kind of be a little knob here that would have made more sense. Other issue is, as you can see, the heat is really starting to kick up there. It doesn't, I mean, hot air rises. So like, being that this thing is, you know, it's up at 6'2", or, you know, it's probably a 6'5", 6'6". I'm not getting anywhere near as much heat down here as up there. So kind of need a tent or like a cover or like a patio cover or something like that to really kind of make the most of this. Now there is heat coming off it, don't get me wrong. Like, I can feel the heat, especially up there. It kind of comes in right by your hand and stuff like that. But Down here, I'm literally touching, and probably not recommended. And this has been running for probably 7 minutes, 8 minutes now. So just trying to give you an idea of what it is. Looks better than it works. Maybe if that runs for another 5-10 minutes, it'll kick down a little bit. I mean, the heat will obviously drop a little bit, but ideally, if the heat was coming from below and rising up, it would be kind of a better solution for me. But I can still feel the heat. So anything close, that glass tube definitely gets hot. So you can start to feel the heat coming through it. But it just, it takes a little while to warm up. And then, again, the flow of kind of hot air rising. But again, based on the affordability of this, it's still pretty great. So definitely worth a buy. I hated the setup, but now that it's set up, it's great. And, so hopefully this review helps you, and thanks for watching.